Drugs. One of the most feared addictions of the human kind. It does not only imply you getting addicted, but because of this, you can create violence and turn your once happy little life into a living hell.
Drug is another term referred to medicine, but oftentimes we hear the word drug. The first thoughts that come to our minds are addict, violence, sex, rehabilitation, and etc.
That is because of
Substance-related disorders
There are three disorders listed in this category: substance abuse,
and substance dependence, both involve ingestion of a substance,
alcohol, drugs, and chemicals.
which alter cognition, emotions, or behavior.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fanny Antonio.
And my are the vocal truth, standing up for drugs.
Now sit back.
And relax as we take you to an unwinding journey through confusions and drugs.
Okay, so what's your topic again?
It's all about drugs.
I'm sorry.
Haven't you remembered it?
All right. It's all about substance abuse. Now, okay, so substance abuse refers to the use of substance to the point that it has a negative impact on the person's life.
Oh my
That
God.
means you.
How negative. Now, drinking is one way of drug abuse. Drinking an occasional glass of wine is considered acceptable in many Western countries, while drinking several bottles is seen to be an abuse. Oh my gosh. So, do you think one bucket of drink is an abuse?
I guess if you are saying in the medical terms, but here in the Philippines, I think drinking one bucket is still not enough.
Just look at this girl right here. She's drinking like there's no tomorrow. Oh my gosh.
Now, we have signs and symptoms, or it's just depending on the actual compound. You know, drug abuse including alcohol may lead to health problems, social problems, morbidity, injuries, some unprotected sex, violence, death, motor vehicles, homicide, suicide, physical dependence, or psychological addiction. Mainly saying that when you are like already depending into drugs, you're more of like a crazy person when you can intake it.
Oh my gosh. When you're addicted, it's like your one feet is on the ground. It's like you're in debt.
Yes, of course.
Wala kasi sangria.
Because it's
So what
really,
Bev said, that suicide, homicide, oh my gosh, it's very alarming.
really indeed.
There's a high rate of suicide in alcoholics and drug abusers. You know what? The recent beliefs that cause increased risk of suicide include the long-term abuse of alcohol and drugs, causing psychological distortion and brain chemistry, as well as the social inflammation.
But, you know, everything has a solution. So it's not too late to turn yourself down and alleviate yourself from your addiction. Treatment for binge drinking and other forms of substance abuse is critical for many around the world. So it's like they have the capability to be cured.
So it is true that God haven't gave us problems without solutions.
Of
So
course.
from the applied behavior analysis, literature, and behavioral psychology literature, several evidence-based intervention programs have been emerged.
Examples of this are behavioral marital therapy, community reinforcement approach, youth exposure therapy, and contingency management strategies.
Oh, many of them. In addition with that, the same author suggests that social skills training adjunctive to inpatient treatment of alcohol dependence is probably, as this program are not widespread among addiction counselors.
A recent trend by NIDA or NIDA has been used to help deploy its intervention techniques. You know, several successful programs are underway, but it's not the victim that should always make a way to avoid this kind of situation. Others are supposed to take notice and help them too. So, guys, beware. Someone's addicted in front of you. Hello.
Yup, that's right.
I'm addicted.
Yes, you're addicted.
Really when?
To me.
Oh,
Joke. Yeah, that's right. That's why most physicians and pharmacists advise patients to securely lock up their medications, hoping to prevent access and prescription medications by toddlers and teenagers. like you.
But did you know, in 1 in 5 teenagers reports having abuse of prescription medication, and over 2,500 teenagers a day experiment with prescription medications taken from their homes.
Oh my gosh, that's mouthful. It's quite alarming. But even though we try to avoid this kind of situations, sometimes they end up getting worse.
Yeah, that's it. So if they don't hide this stuff really carefully, maybe their children will grow. There is much more worse than just taking drugs and stuff like that. You want to know what?
Oh, sure, fine.
It's like you're being forced to know.
Go on, whatever.
It's like being addicted to drugs itself.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty scary, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's what you call substance dependent.
Alright, it refers to what we typically think about an addict, but I wonder how this thing occurs, or what may trigger into you to be called an addict.
Oh, that's a really good question, Moy.
Thank you very much.
This usually occurs when the use of substance is increased in order to the same effect because the person has to develop a tolerance. The substances are taken more frequently and in more dangerous situations, such as drinking and driving, or the person continues to take the substance despite negative results. The desire to quit or withdrawal symptoms are present with the substance itself, such as delirium, tremors, anxiety, and headache. So meaning, if they try to stop drinking or taking that drug, it's so hard for them. I think their hands are shaking, their heads hurt. They really
For
want
a while, they're addicted to drugs, so they must be crazy doing it, or they want every day to.
Yes, that's basically right. That's a really good question, Mark.
Oh, thank you very
You're
much.
really getting into this drug thing. So you're a drug addict.
No, I think you.
Really?
Yes.
With me. So anyway, here are a few examples of drugs that can cause addiction. Stimulants. Under this, we have amphetamine and methamphetamine, cocaine, and nicotine. Cigarettes,
Oh my
usually.
gosh.
Sedatives and hypnosis. Under this are alcohol and barbiturates, benzodiazepines, forgot.
Oh
And
gosh.
the most common drug addictions are legal to substances such as nicotine in the form of tobacco, particularly cigarettes, alcohol, and caffeine. So you, caffeine addict, stop drinking. It's still a drug, man.
Oh my gosh, quite alarming to hear that even coffee.
Actually, it's not really a drug, but still, being a coffee addict usually,
Pill addiction is a complex but treatable condition. Oh my gosh, it's treatable.
wait, don't you want them to be treated?
Yes, though treatment tailored to individual needs, people with drug addiction can recover and lead fulfilling lives.
Yes. So the ultimate goal of addiction treatment is to enable an individual to achieve lasting abstinence. But the immediate goals are to reduce substance abuse, improve the patient's ability to function, and minimize the medical and social complications of substance abuse and their addiction.
Right, like people with diabetes or heart disease. People in treatment for addiction will need to change behavior to adopt a more healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, everybody has a chance to correct their mistakes, That's why
That's right.
we're just saying, guys, to be careful on what you intake. Don't overdose on stuff like that.
Because too much something might alarm you or give you some.
Yes, it's really scary.
Oh my gosh.
So, don't get too addicted yourself. It's really scary once in a while. Just think of just taking it really once in a while like that. So, once again, this is Ines Zambrano.
And I am Mark Anthony Bibilian.
Remember, hugs not drugs. This is Boom Culture saying no drugs control your life.